Hey everyone, Theme Park DNA here. Today I'm going to be doing a review of my Ultrasabers Dark Catalyst staff. So I got these as two different dark catalysts and put them together, as you can see, with a connector here. So let's jump in. I got both of these sabers as mystery boxes. This one was on one of my very first orders, and it is an Obsidian Light sound saber. This one was on my last mystery box order, and it's a stunt. And it came with a different pommel than the catalyst normally comes with, and I was like, wow, here is a great opportunity to make a stunt. So I have 24-inch blades on both of these, and I gotta say, I love this thing. It's absolutely wonderful. I like it separated like this, and I like it together as a staff. Like a Jarkai type 2 lightsaber wield. This is great. I don't know why more people don't use two 24-inch blades for dual wielding. It is so incredibly maneuverable that it's much easier to keep up with. I don't have to think, well, this is primary and it's 32 inches and this is a Shoto and it's 24 inches and I have two different length blades, because now it's like the best of both worlds. And especially with this quick disconnect connector, so this saber excels as being a staff and as a two saber dual wielding setup because of how comfortable it is. Right, I've made it well known that I'm really a big fan of the Dark Catalyst. In particular, Catalyst is just as comfortable. I prefer the color, the black and silver of the Dark Catalyst, but it's a nice and simple design. It's elegant. You've got some great grip here in the bottom of the hilt section. It looks fantastic, and this is the best. I mean, I've said it many times, but this is just the best choke point there is, in my opinion. Of the sabers that I've handled, that is by far the best. And luckily, if you like it in silver, you can get that same choke point from the custom saber shop. I actually prefer this emitter. They both have crown emitters. We have a flat point here. This emitter came from the custom saber shop, and it has points to the crown, and I much prefer this, but I didn't want to powder coat it black. So it is what it is. I suppose I could buy a second one and switch it out, but I only have one of these right now, so that's an interesting idea for the future. Alright, so the stunt that has the male version of the connector is exactly 13 inches, and the sound saber that has the female end of the quick disconnect is about 13¼ inches. And we have the very comfortable right at 1.5 inches is the widest point on here. And so that is one of the more narrow designs by Ultrasaber, and some would argue that the Catalyst and the Dark Catalyst doesn't maybe look as lightsabery because of the lack of any control boxes or doodads or anything to kind of plus it up. But I really like the simplicity of this design. It's just got a straight hilt, awesome choke point, and just a single switch. That's it. And it makes for one of the most comfortable sabers that Ultrasabers makes. So I talked earlier about how comfortable these are to dual wield, and I really can't overstate that. These are incredibly easy to use dual wielding because of the 24-inch blade length. I understand that you're going to lose power, but you gain speed. So, you know, force is mass times speed, right? So mass is only part of that equation. It's only half of it. So you can make up loss of mass with extra speed. So I would argue that these can be just as powerful because they're faster. So you can make up for that loss of mass with speed, and you can get there faster. So I might argue that I think dual wielding, this is my preference. Two 24-inch blades. I know that not everyone will agree with that, and I'd love to hear what you think about it. Let me know in the comments below. So this quick disconnect, you just put them together and now we have a staff. And all the benefits that these have using for dual wielding, you also have for a staff. It's smooth, it's sleek, it is elegant, and most of all, it's extremely comfortable. It's not unwieldy though. It's definitely doable. So let's get some measurements while connected. We should be under 26 inches because some of the emitters, some of the pommels are inside. So we're about 25 and an eighth of an inch. 25 inches plus an eighth for the total length of these. And it is I only have a couple of staffs, and I don't have a native staff yet. And I think we need to fix that. I will be looking at the future and maybe ordering a Dominicide. I love the design. I understand that it's not the most comfortable. The T-channels are metal, which are great for durability, not as good for comfort, but looking cool that's half of it, right? I mean, if it looks good, then we're good to go. So, quick discussion on this quick disconnect. For this particular staff, because I like these so much for dual wielding, then I would leave the quick disconnect on here. But the strength of the quick disconnect is sometimes some of the weakness too. So one thing that you may like about the quick disconnect, it has like this infinity amount of rotational adjustment. So if you look here at the switch, if you can see that, I know it's black, right? I can just sit here and just rotate that as much as I want. So on this particular saber, it doesn't matter so much except for just where the switch is. So if you are really kind of aggressive in spinning this staff, it is bound to get turned around. And because it's not a native staff, then in order to turn it on and turn it off and give it the appearance of a staff, you kind of need to time how you do it. So just right. So the amount of sound that comes through here is just perfect. So you can hear through the vents very well. It sounds good. It really sounds about the same as it does without this connector on it, mainly because the vents are pointing outward instead of straight down. So I was thinking about adding sound to this second one, but I really don't think there's a need for it. The only thing is turning on and turning off. So because there's a delay in turning off the sound saver, you almost have to have your hand on this switch. And so what you do is turn this off, and so I messed it up. So what you'd have to do is be ready on this button to turn off. So you're going to go ahead and that was a little off. It needs a little more practice, but you see what I mean. And because this gets rotated, doing that quickly without having to look for the switch is sometimes challenging because you got to kind of fumble around feeling for the switch. That's my only gripe. But as I said earlier, maybe on a different staff, that would be a bigger deal. But because I like the ability to, well, I'm sorry, I usually have the sound saber on the bottom so I can grab it with my offhand. So because I like taking this apart and put it back together so much, it's not enough of an annoyance to change this. But I did order 2 more connectors. They're on their way. I don't know if it's going to be in the next order or the order after next. I am currently waiting on several orders from Ultrasabers, and this is currently my longest wait ever. So I bought some static connectors. I bought one in silver and one in black because I intend on making a couple of more staffs. I'm going to make another Manicore staff. I had one stunt and one sound saber, and I ended up selling the sound saber because it was a obsidian light, and I was wanting to kind of do more with the Manicore staff. And I've got something planned for it. I've got a couple of emitters from the Mix and Magic order that I just had that I'm going to put on there, and I'm going to be putting some RGB at the very least and some sound. I may even add sound to both of those. So we will see. So I'll probably use those static connectors that don't disconnect quickly on them, and I believe I'm going to keep this one on here. What do you think about the Dark Catalyst staff? Like it? Don't like it? Let me know in the comments below. What's your favorite staff? If you like this content, let us know with a thumbs up. If we haven't subscribed, we appreciate your subscription. We are trying to get to 750 is now our next goal. We're going to have another giveaway at 750 subscribers, so subscribe now. That's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching.